Good morning. Today I am going to explain how kidney functions are regulated. There are three ways of regulation. I am going to explain first two ways of regulation of kidney function. First regulation is with the help of antidiuretic hormone. In short, it is called ADH. ADH, how does it controls kidney function? Let us understand. When there is change in fluid volume, blood will be having fluid, and that volume if changes, if entire blood volume changes, or if the concentration of ions present in the blood changes, then that blood with changed concentration is recognized by hypothalamus. Let's say blood, you take a blood, concentration of blood which is pumped by the heart is 300 milliosmol per liter. If that concentration increases, osmolality increases more than 300 milliosmol, then the chemoreceptors present in the hypothalamus will recognize that increased osmolality. In response to that, hypothalamus secretes hormone called antidiuretic hormone through posterior pituitary. Antidiuretic hormone, now it will try to decrease the concentration of the blood which has increased by uh, reabsorbing more water from DCT and collecting duct. When water is reabsorbed, the reabsorbed water comes to the blood becomes diluted, concentration decreases. This is one action of ADH. Second thing is, if the concentration of blood decreases more, then that less dilute blood has got negative feedback effect. More the dilution, then it will switch off the hypothalamus. As a result, feedback mechanism is completed. ADH has got one more function whereby it will act on the particular blood vessels and narrow the blood vessel, which is known as constriction. When blood vessels are constricted, there is increase in blood pressure. When blood pressure increases, glomerular filtration rate also increases. This is how ADH will has the capacity to increase the glomerular filtration rate. Second regulation of kidney is by RAS pathway. RAS pathway refers to renin angiotensin aldosterone system, or as it mentioned in the NCERT, regulation by JGA cells. What is JGA cells? Let us understand. This is the diagrammatic representation of the nephron. Nephron has got afferent arteriole and the distal convoluted tubule. Afferent arteriole and distal convoluted tubule, at certain point it comes in contact with each other. They just touch each other. Uh, and at that point there are certain modified cells are present. These modified cells are known as juxtaglomerular cells or juxtaglomerular apparatus, where it is present where afferent arteriole is in close contact with the distal convoluted tubule. These juxtaglomerular cells, when there is decrease in blood pressure, which means if blood pressure is less in the nephron, glomerular filtration will also be less. As a result, uh, so to increase the glomerular filtration rate, what JG cells will do, whenever there is decrease in blood pressure, there will be secretion of an enzyme from the JG cells known as renin. These enzymes, renin, it will move to the bloodstream. In the blood plasma, there will be presence of a liver protein. This is liver. From the liver, one protein is produced that is known as angiotensinogen. Renin will convert the angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1, then into angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 acts as an hormone. What is the action of angiotensin 2? It is an potent vasoconstrictor, means it has the capacity to constrict the arterioles. As a result, there will be increase in BP. When BP increases, glomerular filtration also increases. Apart from that, angiotensin 2 has got one more role, whereby it will go and stimulate the adrenal cortex present above the kidney. As a result, adrenal cortex secretes an hormone known as aldosterone. Aldosterone will go to the DCT, absorb more sodium and water. When water is added to the blood volume raises. When the blood volume raises, there will be increase in BP. When BP increases, glomerular filtration rate also increases. This is how decreased BP will be increased, or decreased GFR will be increased by the help of juxtaglomerular cells. Now this increased BP, again if it wants to decrease, there is third regulation, that is by atrial natriuretic factor, whereby the atrium of heart will be secreting atrial natriuretic factor, which is an vasodilator. It will dilate the blood vessel. As a result, there will be the decrease in BP. If blood vessels are constricted, BP increases. If blood vessels are relaxed, BP decreases. So this is how ANF acts antagonistic to the RAS pathway. It checks the RAS pathway. These are the three regulation. I did not tell about ANF in detail, but first two I explained in detail. Regulation by ADH, regulation by RAS pathway. Thank you.